So, video game consoles, they are still a thing, and we all know the dreaded console wars. I'm not gonna tell you which console to buy. You obviously know which console I don't like, because it's the PS5. I know everybody else likes it, and people are like, really, you still hate the PS5? Because I'm exposing the truths about the PS5. But here's the thing: our console exclusives becoming a thing of the past. More and more people are complaining about how developers are porting quote unquote console exclusives to PC. PC is making it so the new thing that people talk about is Bayonetta 3 coming to PC, Sony exclusives coming to PC. First part, it's not just, of course, oh yeah, the garbage anime games that nobody buys that Sony has somehow get the exclusivity for, you know, but it's now games like Uncharted. That's coming on. You can now play that on Steam. Will PC? Well, is this going to kill consoles? No. How? How will this not kill consoles? Well, that's because PC audiences and console audiences are different, and Microsoft and Sony already know this. But of course, console gamers are angry about this. The fact that they're porting these games to the PC feels like a slap to the face to console gamers. It really does. Considering that considering they have built this loyal fan base to whatever console they're playing, and now they're basically being slapped in the face by the console owners themselves. Basically, they are complaining about games like coming to the PC and stuff, even though it doesn't really matter because people are gonna buy games on consoles anyways. Console gamers and PC gamers are two different groups of people. They have different interests and they have different things they like doing. Console and PC gamers are two different groups of people. They are not the same, and I can say they're not the same, obviously, because it's the truth. Console gamers and PC gamers are not the same. Far from the same. But why is this? And why is this trend of console game exclusives going to PC? Not every developer ports games on PC or, has games on Steam and stuff like that. For example, Nintendo still doesn't put their games on PC. I wouldn't be surprised if this trend continues, because nobody thought Sony would put their games on PC, and here we are now. Sony's putting their games on PC. But the question is, will Nintendo put their games on PC eventually? I know people like, really, Nintendo's not gonna do this, but nobody was expecting Nintendo to all of a sudden embrace mobile games. Nintendo started, Pokemon Go, of course, Pokemon Company. Oh yeah, that's the Pokemon Company. Then they started putting games like Super Mario One, the Animal Crossing game, Mario Kart Tour, and many other games. And Nintendo said they're no longer making mobile games after the Mario, Dr. Mario game was a failure. But I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo eventually comes back. Mobile games are still a huge market, especially with the successes of Fire Emblem Heroes and Dragalia Lost. Those two are very successful Nintendo mobile games. Yeah, Super Mario 1 was a failure. Dr. Mario, Miitomo, but stuff like Pokemon Go was a huge success. The Animal Crossing game is still pretty popular, even though it isn't like the original games. And I think, Nintendo embracing PC eventually seems like a logical step in the next direction. I know people don't want to see Nintendo porting games to PC or also ruin console exclusivity, but console exclusivity has been going on the decline. For example, major third-party games that are typically exclusive to consoles usually get ported to PC. For example, Street Fighter V. PS4 exclusive, but still got ported to PC. It's the same thing with Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Monster Hunter Rise and Bayonetta 3. All three games being ported to PC, and Microsoft practically porting every one of their exclusives on Steam and Microsoft Store. Not Epic Game Store. I don't think Microsoft puts games on Epic Game Store. But basically, Microsoft puts, and now Sony is putting games like the Uncharted Collection on PC, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man, and many more. I won't be surprised if they start putting like PS2 classics, like, of course, Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, and games like that, Ratchet and Clank, as well as another rumored game. And if you look at the video leaks, they are saying, yeah, Sony's going to continue putting games on PC because they always see profitability in that, and they're going to make money on putting, Uncharted on PC. They're going to make money by putting The Last of Us on PC and porting PS4 and PS3 games and PS5 games on PC. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this generation, Sony does the same thing as Microsoft, immediately porting games on PC. They're already experimenting with games coming on PC, so it's not surprised they're gonna eventually stop porting games on PC alongside their console counterparts, which is gonna piss off Sony fanboys especially, and saying that gaming is dying because of porting games on PC. But yeah, the era of console exclusivity is going down. It is ending. There will still be a few games that will be console exclusive. Some indie games, of course, will likely be console exclusive, and some lesser known titles. And some titles that they probably want to keep on the console. But most games, they know putting it on PC because PC is a whole different audience, is worth doing, as it makes a lot of money for the console owners, for the game developers, and of course the companies as well. So yeah, games like Halo Infinite coming to PC, and games like God of War coming to PC is not too surprising. And we should expect more of this in the future. And that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.